is Sarah Kristen Crawford McGregor, and I am currently enrolled at Arkansas State University. For my class, Advanced Teaching Methods for the Significantly Disabled, I completed a research paper on social support strategies for students with severe exceptionalities. So, as far as social development for these kiddos, they require extra practice. So, social skills and social opportunities do not come easy for these kiddos. So, they require extra help from their teachers, and that's okay. And so, um, social development is super important as far as any student for social skills, academic skills, self awareness, self determination, and independence. So, interactions in the school setting promote engagement and participation in class, which makes learning more enjoyable for these kids. So, they will want to learn if they are having interactions in the class and they're having fun in class and they feel welcome, then they will want to come to school and learn. But one thing we must remember is that friendships aren't based on casual conversation. And so we must design the social opportunities for friendship developments and not just casual conversation. Also, another thing to take into account is we need to be careful not to create a tutoring relationship. So these relationships should not be based on, hey, help me, hey, help me, hey, help me. We need to um, focus on creating friendship relationships and social relationships. So, one evidence-based strategy for this is called peer-mediated strategies. So, according to Bell, this involves one or more peers providing assistance to their classmates. So, this typical peer is provided guidance from staff and they are prepared before this opportunity. So, this may take some time, and that's okay too. But this typical peer is provided targeted guidance, and they are told that the target of these social opportunities is to increase academic engagement, teach the student how to respond to others, teach the student how to interact with others, and to eventually generalize the skills to larger groups. And so, in order for this to work, there must be previous contact with the student. So we can't bring in a complete stranger to this student with an exceptionality and expect them to, oh, let me just start socializing. That cannot be the case. So we have to think of someone that is already in their class and they already know who they are, they've seen them, and they would feel more comfortable than someone off the street. And so not only does this benefit the student with an exceptionality, but this also benefits the typical peers because this changes their mindset. So instead of just thinking, oh, well, that my peer with an exceptionality just cannot do that, then they change their mindset to think they can. And I talk to them daily, and they are smart, and I can interact with them, and I can get my friends to interact with them, and that just strengthens the students' social skills. And so, another strategy is making sure that the student with an exceptionality feels welcome in the general education classroom with his typical peers. So, they must feel a part of the general classroom, the general education classroom. This will increase self-image and self-esteem. Their motivation and achievements will be higher. The problem behaviors will be minimal, and it will just be better for all. And so, in order for this to work, We must develop positive and supportive classroom environments. So if you're a negative Nancy, your students aren't going to want to come to class and learn. If you're a negative Nancy and you just push the student with an exceptionality away, it's not going to work. Your other students are not going to want to interact with them, and then they're not going to develop social skills. So you must develop your own positive and supportive classroom in order to promote social interactions in your classroom. And so, um, another important thing for the teacher is to remember the students' names. So you may have 50 kids a day if you rotate. Um, and you need to remember the kids' names and remember their faces and call them by name, because that makes them feel welcome. Also, something about them, like, for example, I like turtles, and when I tell that interesting fact, um, it's nice for my teacher to bring that back up later. Be like, oh, she remembers that I like turtles. And so the student will feel the same way. The student will feel welcome when you remember what they told you. And so in your class, you can design unstructured time, extracurricular activities, and you can welcome feedback. This will help your students during class, and not just listening to you during instruction. So if you have unstructured time, game time, maybe kind of going back to the peer mediated strategies, um, put a group for a game with a typical peer and a student with an exceptionality, and that way they can develop um, those social skills. And welcoming feedback will make the student feel like you care about them. You care that they feel this way during class, that they feel left out, and so then you know how they feel and how you can fix their feelings. So I hope that was helpful for you, and yeah, thank you for your time.